we'll come to order at, looks like 6:46 on Tuesday evening, August 9th, 2022. First order of business is reading and approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting dated July 26, 2022. I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Was that Tom and Robert?
Councilman Bob.
Councilman Bob and Tom Sofer. Okay, good. Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the regular council meeting of July 26, 2022. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. Okay, next order of business. I have 4 bids here to receive. They're still sealed. So the first one, first 2 bids for the milling and paving of Woodlawn Avenue from Springdale Avenue to Clark Street, and then Holiday Drive from Till Road to Painter Drive. And it doesn't actually say on the outside of the envelope what those are for, so we'll just have to see once we open them. They may not be in that same order. Okay, let's see. This is a bid from AAA Paving for $139,950, but it doesn't really explain which streets that's for, so let's see what else we got. This is also from AAA Paving. This is for $177,125. And again, we will have to follow up to see which streets this relates to, because it does not say. So we have a little follow-up work to do there. Next 2 bids are for Beckley Street, Orchard Avenue, and Old Mill Road, and this is from, I believe, Southern West Virginia Paving, but let me see. Okay, this is for Orchard Avenue and Old Mill Road for a total of $174,475 from Southern West Virginia Paving. Next bid is for Woodlawn Avenue. It's the mid portion of Woodlawn Avenue up to Clark Street, I think. That portion of the bid is for $100,985. Then Holiday Drive is $33,575 for a total of $140,000 even. So these 4 bids will be turned over to the 2 council persons at large. That's Southern West Virginia Paving. 4 bids will be turned over to the 2 council persons at large, Mr. Trump and Mr. Stump, for possible award at a future meeting. Next order of business, old business. I'll lead off with just, I think I'd mentioned casually recently that BAF in their new location is constructing a new parking lot across from their new location at 1210 South Kanawha Street. I noticed today that the lot has been marked off. I saw a piece of equipment there. The BAF has asked us for any consideration in helping with the paving of that lot. At last count, they had conducted a fund drive specifically for that project, but they were about $100,000 shy of what they needed to complete the project. I asked Jessica Chandler to do a little research into the amount of funds that BAF has awarded to various departments in the city in the past 5 years, and that number came back at $54,000 for the past 5 years, which would be slightly over $10,000 a year. So I won't throw out a number at this point, but we will have it on the agenda the next meeting. But I'd like you to give some consideration to help BAF with that paving for all the good they do, not only for the city of Beckley, but for Beckley and Southern West Virginia. Next, WU Tech Student Welcome Affair, which is always very nice, is a week from this evening, next Tuesday, 5:30 to 7:30. And I would encourage anybody who can to attend. There's always some food there and a good chance to see some of the vendors and meet some of the students. Last thing, there's a Lewis Nissan is sponsoring a car show this coming Saturday from 11 to 3. I had sent a note out to council on this. Lewis Nissan is the only new car dealership that has elected to be in the city of Beckley. So for that reason alone, I have a special place in my heart for Lewis Nissan. If you have a chance to get out that car show, that would be good. Okay, from a member of council, anything else under old business? Hearing none, anything from any member of council under new business?
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to talk about something.
Sure.
I was just like, I didn't respond to that email last night, just because I thought it'd be better to address it to you talking to talk. But I just want to address the email that was sent to us last night. I think everybody in here was tagged in it. Basically, when a local citizen, I'm not going to say any names, asked a question about fruits of labor, and then I went into it and asked a couple questions and made a statement on how I felt about it. And then I received an email that says, "Step up, boys. Mama and dad shouldn't control you forever." And I just want to go into that a little bit. I just want to make a reminder that I am an elected official that won a very hard race, being someone who had been on the council longer than I had been alive at the time of the election. To refer to a grown man as a boy is not something I would expect from the city, the leader of our city. I'm 25 years old, and that's the farthest person to ever brag about myself. But I do believe I have a heck of a resume for someone at the age of 25. And then, you go later on into the email tagging me with an issue that you and my father have had in the past. And that's something that's really unbelievable to me, that you're holding on to something between you all and that you can't get over and have a working relationship with his son because of that. That also happens to be an elected official. I have and always will stand up for what I believe. I will always ask the question the citizens of the city deserve to know the answers to. I have gained more positive feedback and support from the great citizens of the city for doing just that, for always being Cody Reedy and not just a yes vote like some wish I was. For someone who I believe is very respectable in the community and volunteers. Actually spoke to me Saturday night at a Woodrow football fundraiser, and his quote to me was, "You're the new blood, Cody, and that will never be anything they like. They will never like anything you have to say that goes against them because you're not a part of that clique." This is kind of feedback that I'm so proud of because it lets me know the community sees how I'm doing in the best of position of the authority for the betterment of the city that I love and respect. I just want to thank anybody that reached out to me on the chain last night, apologizing for the statements that were said about me. And that's all I want to say on the subject. And I want to leave it there, but I want everyone to know that I am Cody Reedy. I'm my own person, and I'm 25 years old. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We're very well said. And in all honesty, that was far from my finest moment. It was late at night. I was frustrated, and I'm the first to admit that I was somewhat immature, and I hope in time you will find it in your heart to accept my apology. I concur with everything you just stated, and again, I apologize. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, remember, under new business? Okay, do we have anybody signed up for public comments? Amy, do you see anybody signed up for public comments? Bill, do you have any news there? She was connected, Mr. Kelly's checking on public. Anybody signed up to speak?
Can you
public?
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I didn't have myself unmuted. I apologize.
Okay.
I don't see anybody up having their hands up at the moment here on the WebEx. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Wendy Sullivan is raising her hand, and let me see if I can at least request her to unmute. Okay, I have Wendy Sullivan, sir.
Am I unmuted
Okay.
now?
Yes, Wendy,
Yeah.
you're unmuted.
Hello, everyone.
Wendy, you can speak for 3 minutes. Thank you.
All
Good
right.
to hear from you.
I think I attended the last council meeting. I can't even, it might have been 2019, when several of us came in to talk about enacting some kind of untethering, well, you know, a tethering ban for dogs that are chained up 24/7. I realize that there are times when we all have to, you know, we're limited with what we can do with our dogs. But I have on several occasions had to rescue dogs that have been tethered constantly. And I'm now dealing with that with a neighbor. And this presents a lot of issues like noise, dogs barking because they're very unhappy and neglected. And I just feel like as a community, we could probably do better, and would like to know what it would actually take, or what is the reason we can't enact something that prevents animals from being chained all day long, cold weather, rain. And I know that our animal control guys have been really good to answer the call when I've asked. And we have a very simple requirement: food and shelter and water. And often that shelter can be defined very loosely, what shelter is. And I would imagine many of you are pet owners, and probably most of you take very good care of them, as far as I would guess. And I just, as a city, to step up and maybe do something better than what we're doing right now. I realize the Humane Society has their hands full with pets. Am I finished? Okay, done.
No, 20 seconds. We'll wrap it up in 20
Well,
seconds.
I just would like to know what we could do. What can we do to enact something that would prevent people from tethering their dogs 365 days of the year, 24 hours a day?
Right. Well, just coincidentally, this morning for about an hour, our city attorney Billy Trump, our recorder treasurer, the sheriff's department, the county commission, the Humane Society, the dog control officers had a Zoom call, and we discussed, the primary purpose of the call was to discuss vicious dogs and the problem we have in finding a shelter for them at this point. But it was also mentioned in passing that these same animal control officers do investigate the sort of animal abuse that you refer to. So it's as far as the city ordinance, that's something that we have to look into. Mr. Fowle may be able to give us some guidance there, but it's not an issue that's going unnoticed. And we've heard from not only you, but another person or two in the past 6 weeks or so with similar complaints or concerns. So we're working on it.
Mayor,
Okay?
if I may,
Yes.
to the caller, just to let her know, there is a criminal code section on point, ma'am. And I know the sheriff's office has really enforced it heavily. It's 61-18-19. But I would encourage you, because there is a West Virginia state law and the penal code on point, to talk with your local legislature, because it requires, and this is the language of the code, that you're knowingly or recklessly and cruelly chaining or tethering an animal. And I think you're right, ma'am. We could definitely put a little more energy into that statute. So because there is something on point on the state level, we really need to all reach out to our legislators if that's insufficient and have them put some good laws on so our law enforcement can enforce this better.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Dunlap.
Yes,
Wendy,
ma'am.
thank you. And feel free to give us a call for a follow-up chat about the same issue anytime you would like to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anybody else signed up, Amy, for public comments?
No, sir, I don't see anyone else signed up for comments.
Okay. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you. And again, I apologize for the technical difficulty. IT worked as hard as they could to get us going, and I think we've recovered somewhat, so that's good. Have a great evening, everybody. Thank you.